1907, it opened, spring of 1907, the building opened up. And initially, it was just this building, as you see it, the stone masonry building. And it was a bank, and above the bank they had doctors, lawyers, dentists, chiropractors, and it was full. They had it all full, you know what I mean? And it was so full that they actually added an annex. Okay, the annex was built by Americans, and it's a whole different, patina altogether. The construction is all different. This building is nothing but marble, masonry, concrete. That building, they used a lot of framework, and so this is the original building, you know what I mean? And what happened in the people that had the building owned the steel mills and the railroads. So they were flourishing. They were flourishing until what happened. The steel mills closed, and then the bottom fell out. You know what I mean? So a lot of the dentists and doctors that were here stayed. And in about 1970, they finally decided that they couldn't maintain the building, so they gave the building to the city of McKeesport. You know what I mean? For $1. You know what I mean? And what McKeesport did was they went to the government and told them, we can't maintain the building. So the government gave them $1 million grant over 10 years to run the building. And that's what I got hired on. I actually was hired through a federal program that the grant was to manage the building. You know what I mean? I got here in 1997, and my initial job was parking attendant, okay? But during the years, it has evolved from being a parking attendant to security to building manager at one time. And actually right now, as I am a caretaker, they call it caretaker, while they're doing the transition. I'm still, caretaking, securing it, and, letting different companies in that are you're going to do the work here, McKeesport became a distressed town, and they needed money or they were going to lose their organization. So they sold the building to a California investor. He was originally from Mount Lebanon, and he went to California, and he got into this investment firm, okay? And he bought the building for $600,000, okay? This was in 2003, okay? He bought the building, and the city actually was a tenant in the building, you know what I mean? But what he did is he told me he was going to develop this building, and I believed him, and his idea was he bought the building, sent some brushed up photos to somebody in his investment firm, and borrowed $1.8 million to fix it up, and absconded with it. You know what I mean? So this is why the building's left in this condition, because he never spent a dime here. You know what I mean? So recently, the firm that he borrowed the money from, they got caught laundering money in Mexico. So the state of Washington seized the building for their property. It was their property, but the state of Washington came in. Guy came in, locked all the doors, said this building belongs to the state of Washington, and they auctioned it off in 2008 to the Chinese-American couple, and they held it for 10 years and didn't do anything. So that's why the building's just been sitting here, But this building is built to last forever, so it's it has potential. It has very good potential, and that's where we're at now. I think the guy that's going to work on the building now, he's from McKeesport. He loves the history like we do, so maybe something might happen now.